Yes, people, you know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again with another video. Shout out to everyone tuning in, showing love and support. 15K, we're nearly there. I think less than 100 or just over 100. So if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. Listen, bit of a different video today. I thought, let me give you something that you can watch back in 6 months' time and see if some of the things that I say today could maybe come to pass and maybe materialize themselves. So go ahead, sit back, enjoy. And yeah, like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of these things. Listen, Gary Neville conducted an interview with Sir Jim Ratcliffe a couple of weeks ago, as you know, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe mentioned that United are in a bit of a difficult situation financially, and we need to try and fix it. And at the same time that they're trying to fix the financial issues, they have to, of course, improve the squad and make sure that the squad is somewhat better than this season and the seasons prior to this season. So I thought, why not make a video and talk about potential signings that United can make, cheap signings or people on the free. So without further ado, here is how to fix Manchester United on a budget. And I'm going to start off with a goalkeeper that many people don't really watch, and that's James Trafford. Now, he plays for Burnley in the Championship. They're doing well, on course to being promoted. So that's not a bad shout. Now, some people may or may not remember the bet that Trafford had with one of the Burnley owners, JJ Watt, ex-American football player. And the bet was James Trafford DM'd JJ Watt and said, "Fancy coming out of retirement?" JJ Watt replied and said, "Sure, mate. If you can keep clean sheets all the way till the end of the season, we have ourselves a bet." The bet was confirmed, and yeah, James Trafford started to have clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. Now, of course, you can imagine he didn't manage to keep it all the way up until now, but he did manage to keep 12 clean sheets in a row. Now, that in itself is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, to be having 12 clean sheets in the Championship as well. You've got to remember, keeping clean sheets in the Championship is not an easy thing, because that's the most ruthless competitive league I have ever seen. Like, the Championship is the jungle. Survival of the fittest. If you get out of there unscathed, congratulations to you, because it's definitely not easy. So 12 clean sheets in the Championship in a row is something to be talked about. On top of that, he's 22 years of age. He's got a market value of 18 million euros. That's all according to Transfermarkt, of course. All of the values that I'm going to name are according to Transfermarkt. So his value is round about 18 million euros, which is round about 15 million pounds. And he's 6'6", and for a 6'6" goalkeeper, he gets down very quickly. That's one thing I noticed. I managed to watch a couple of games here and there, and James Trafford gets down very easily, and he's got good reflexes. Now, he does have a bit of difficulty sometimes when it comes to, you know, making sure you don't make mistakes and stuff. He's made a fair share of mistakes in the Premier League when they were playing in the Premier League 2 years ago, which kind of forced Vincent Kompany to make a change and play, was it Muric? I mean, that wasn't the best decision either. But all in all, he's Manchester and bred, played for Manchester City's academy, 22 years of age. He's at a good age to be coming to Man United, maybe be an understudy, or maybe be a number one. I mean, you never know. Do you know what I mean? So I'd probably have to do more research on everything ball to feet related. Is he good consistently on a run of games? We'd have to check that one. But from what I've seen so far, James Trafford is really not a bad shout. And he's English, which obviously helps the homegrown quota. So James Trafford, 15 million pounds. Moving on, I'm going to bring back someone, and that's Angel Gomez. Currently plays for Lille in Liga, but he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. 24 years of age, he'd be coming on a free transfer. So, again, for those who don't understand, no money. The only thing you'd pay is a signing on fee, and of course his salary. And he's got attributes that I really, really like. Now, I'm basing it off because I know a lot of people don't watch Ligue 1. So if Angel Gomez was to come back to the Premier League, you can expect the usual excuses to come back. He's small, he's short, he's not physical, he can't do it in the Premier League, the Premier League's physical, all of that nonsense. But if you or me, for anybody that's watched Angel Gomez, you know that this guy, technically, very, very secure. You could arguably say technically gifted, because in tight spaces, he knows how to get out of tight spaces, knows how to involve teammates. That's one of the things that I really like about him. As a teammate on the pitch, he's very easy to play football with. Very, very easy. He's one of the guys who's not going to hold on to the ball for too much. He will go down to the centre backs, pick it up from them, but progress it very, very quickly. Like, he's not afraid to progress the ball very quickly. But if he has to take his time, he will do so. But then you know that something productive will come out of that. So I really rate that. Do you know what I mean? As a progressive passer, more often than not, he'll look for the forward pass. He's not really the type to receive it, but then play it backwards, because what's the point? You have to always try and play progressively, play forward, and look for solutions. He's got an eye for a pass as well. You know, them passes that can open up defenses, that one pass that can split up a whole midfield. He's got that in his locker. So Angel Gomez on a free transfer. Then I've got a Maverick. And this is a guy that I've been raving about. This is a guy that I've been talking about for a very long time. And I believe this next move in his career could be a very crucial one. So he needs to be very careful, which is ironic because I'm going to link him to Man United now. And coming to Man United hasn't always proven to be the best moves for young players. But like I said, he's a Maverick. And I'm, of course, talking about Ryan Cherki. Now, Ryan Cherki is the type of guy who keeps me on the edge of my seat every time he plays. You know something is about to happen when this guy is playing. You know something magical is about to happen when this guy plays. And rather than focusing on the stats and going, he's got this many stats and this many assists and this many games, I could sit here and say that. I could sit here and say he's second in the top assisters list in Ligue 1. I could say that. But I wouldn't be able to give you the full aspect of what type of player he is. He's the type of guy who creates at will. Like, he can create out of nothing. And we need that at Manchester United. Right now, we've got a number 10 in Bruno Fernandes who does create. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but he doesn't create at will. You always hear the same narratives with Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, but he needs more players around him. He needs better players around him. Cherki doesn't need that. He can create. If, let's say, hypothetically, Højlund was still to be at the club, he could create for a Højlund the same way he could create for any striker. Like, he doesn't need any specific players around him to be able to create. And one thing I really love about Cherki as well is, another thing that I really like about Cherki is that when he eliminates players, it's with such ease, bro. He eliminates players with so much ease. I've never seen this before. And you're going to look at me and say, well, Aaron, is that really that special? Yes, it is, because I'll tell you what, you look at different wingers in the Premier League right now. Yeah, they got the pace. Yeah, they may have the physicality. Yes, they may look busy and show effort, but can they eliminate a player? Can they go past a player other than using pace? That's another thing that I really like. He doesn't necessarily need pace to go past an opponent. He doesn't need it. All he has is this and his technique. And that's what I absolutely love about him, bro. He is an absolute maverick, 21 years of age. He's got a market value of 40 million euros, which is around about 33.5 million pounds. He's fearless, but calculated. That's something that I love about young players. They're so fearless nowadays, but calculated, a lot of them. You know, he's got a whip on him. I still can't work out whether his strong foot is right or left, but that's a good thing because it gives opponents something to think about. If I show him on his left, he could finish. If I could show him on his right, he could finish. Do you know what I mean? And he's always a constant threat. Do you know what I mean? Him and, he's creating at will. Do you know what I mean? He's creative at will. He can create out of nothing. And that's something that I really like. He's arguably one of the top 5 players aged 21 and under in the world right now. So Ryan Cherki, bring him to my football club. Another young prospect that I really like to watch playing is Yohan Bakayoko, who plays for PSV Eindhoven. Right winger, left-footed, and you can probably tell what kind of players I like. But this is what we need at United. I'm not even going to lie to you people. We've got a bunch of players that only we've got a bunch of players that only thrive in chaos and that only thrive in counter-attacks, but we don't know how to break down teams. So we need those players that can unlock defenses with a piece of magic at any given moment. And when I say piece of magic, I don't mean a penalty. No, I mean that spark, that creative spark, a trick that can eliminate an opponent, get the crowd up, and then boom, we go. The same way we've seen with Xerxes. We need more of that. Do you know what I mean? People that are good on the ball. And Yohan Bakayoko, in my opinion, is one of those guys. Yohan Bakayoko, 21 years of age, 40 million euros is his market value, which again, oh, I was wrong about Cherki, by the way. Cherki is 30 million euros, which is 25.1 million pounds. Sorry. Bakayoko is 40 million euros, which is around about 33.5 million pounds. Listen, he's another one who's fearless but calculated. What I like about Bakayoko is as soon as he gets that ball, he takes people on. Too many wingers nowadays, and I don't know whether it's comfortability. I don't know if these things get coached out of them. But Bakayoko, when he gets the ball, he's got one thing on his mind, and that's you versus me, and I'm going to kill you today. As in football-wise. Please don't take anything out of context. But he absolutely wants to rinse his opponent. And that's why I absolutely love. He's got a whip on him, left-footed. So for that left 10 role, I think he'd be perfect. We need more technicians in those number 10 roles. There's a reason why we call them number 10 roles, because you need people that are technically good enough. In this Amorim system, in the 10s, or one of the 10s, at Sporting, he had Michael Edwards, technically very, very good, had a shot on him, and that's what Bakayoko has. He's a similar mold to a Michael Edwards. So I would bring in someone like Bakayoko, bro. Him and Ahmad on the left would be cooking. On the right, sorry. Him and Ahmad on the right. Ahmad left wing back, Bakayoko left 10, or right 10, sorry. Ahmad right wing back and Bakayoko right 10. That would cook 100%. So 21 years of age is a good age to be making the move to Man United. Don't listen to the people, again, don't listen to all of these fairy tales about, oh yeah, but players that leave the Eredivisie, I don't know if they're going to make it in the... Bro, they're technically good enough, so bring them to the club. We don't have uber technicians at the football club to be judging other technicians in other leagues and then start to decline them if they get linked to Man United. We're not in any position to be declining players. Look at the players we got. We're not in any position to be declining players, bro. Which brings me to my last point, the striker. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Now, he is probably not my first choice, but since we're fixing Man United on a budget, he is my first choice in this context. On another day, if we had unlimited amount of funds, I would have said Osimhen. But Jean-Philippe Mateta, for me, is one of the top 5 strikers in the Premier League. He's done really, really well, especially this season. He's shown signs of it last season already. I love his celebration. So if he can bring that to Old Trafford, yeah, bring that. Do you know what I mean? You're more than welcome to do that. Jean-Philippe Mateta is a very, very good striker in the Premier League. 12 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League so far. He's got a market value of 30 million euros, which is around about 25.1 million pounds. He's 27 years of age. Him moving to Man United at this age would be a very good age. You know, he would probably get a 4-year contract and then, you know, we see what happens. But Jean-Philippe Mateta, for me, is a very, very good centre forward. A lot of people are going to frown upon that choice. But again, we've got Højlund playing up front for us right now. We're not in any position to be declining strikers at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Anything that's better than Højlund, bring. Bring right now. He's tall, he's strong, good in the air. He's a threat in the air as well as on the floor. technically, I think technically for a 6'2" plus guy, he's looking very good, in my opinion. Looking very good. You know, he can drag the ball away from defenders. He can finish. His finishing is very underrated, in my opinion. In very difficult positions, sometimes he managed to get a good finish, a good hit on the ball, you know. So I would bring him to the club, you know. I would bring Jean-Philippe Mateta to the club for just about £25.1 million. So yeah, listen, these are the 5 players that I would bring to Man United to fix Man United on a budget. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And the total spend would be £98.7 million. That's how much you would spend on those 5 players. Now, if the spend for the money available for Amorim would be 100 million, this is how you spend it. This is how you spend it. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, people. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And listen, I shall see you very, very soon. Peace.